Hello, Masters. Welcome to the session. First, we will do meditation. Uh, Everyone, please close your eyes, cross your fingers. If you have any glasses, remove those glasses and observe your flow of breath by listening this music. Okay, masters, gently put your fingers on your eyes. Slowly open your eyes and settle down. Let's start reading the book. The best masters. Vemana thus explains about various masters. Unenlightened masters preach and encourage rituals only. Rituals means external prayers, kirtanas, pujas, etc. Masters who are neither enlightened nor unenlightened prepare their disciples of mantra chanting, japa, etc. and teach that is the only true yoga. But the best masters always preach all about uh, Jnana Yoga alone. It is incorrect to go for for external practices such as pujas, mantras, chantings, etc. Chanting mantras is not that foolish, but at the same time, it is neither divine yoga. Knowing this, we may have peace of mind. Dhyana yoga is the ultimate yoga. Best masters go for preaching dhyana yoga alone. Where there is no celebration, there is no Buddhahood. Where there is no constant smile on the face, there is no Buddhahood. Atma, Bhautika Sharira. Soul, Atma, Bhautika Sharira, soul, physical body. Yogi Vemana says, chaffing two sticks against each other generates fire. But we cannot find the fire in the sticks as such. Similarly, Atma or soul remains unspotted inside the physical body. With this kind of awareness, we have to perceive our Atma. Vemana cautions. Can we find the fire in the wood when we cut it into two pieces? Will a tree come out of seed if cut open? Similarly, Atma, soul, is not visible in a body if cut open. We cannot rule out the existence of Atma in our body just because our physical eyes do not spot it. It is unwise to question and get into an argument to show Atma for anyone to see with his own physical eyes. It is visible to his eye, but it must be a third eye. The third eye is a word used for an invisible and high understanding ability in a human being. The third eye is indispensable to experience Atma or soul. That happens only through dhyanam or meditation. Immortality. Immortality is very much possible. Many great masters could achieve immortality. Vemana opined, the substratum is that which exists without a cause. Whoever knows the substratum well and is progressing with the grace of this substratum, he alone remains youthful and immortal for ages on this planet. This way, Hanumanji, Mahavatar Babaji, and many more great yogis remain immortal today. In her book Star Signs, Linda Goodman accounts for achieving immortality. Conscious parenting demands deep spirituality. If the parents are not spiritual, then only unconscious parenting is there. Nothing inferior. My guru, Sri Sadananda Yogi, hails from Karnool. He was a true yogi and Brahmarshi indeed. I had the fortune of his close company from January 1st, 1981 onwards. He vacated his physical body by his choice on May 22nd, 1983. His age by then was some hundreds of years. There is so much that it is a futile attempt to describe his glory. He said, a yogi remains unaffected, though he accepts offering from anyone, shares love among his kin or relatives, and always tends to be pure. For enlightened masters, family life is never an obstacle in realizing the self. It is excellent to peddle both the family and liberation and live simultaneously. Before we take birth, we write the whole of our script. The script includes the total of the future drama. Do or die. Do or die. Sri Sadananda Yogi, the Karnool master, constantly advised me, Subhash, do or else die. Vemana Yogi also said the same. He says that one should not insist on anything in the first count. And if he insists, he should not give up. It is better to die rather than give up in such cases. Buddha also said in his work Dhammapada, any work we do must be done with total commitment and excellence. Before committing to any work, we should be alert to see whether it is in order and justifying. And if it is so, we must then execute that work with all our commitment and conviction. Sometimes one book alone is sufficient to transform our lives. Good conduct. Sri Sadananda Yogi said, one should be happy with what one has and not crave those not possessed. Similarly, one should not be overjoyous if something comes, and he should not be unhappy when something he is losing. It is incorrect to crave something to achieve and should accept it if something is coming. The underlying principle of this lesson, good conduct, only explains how a wise man generally conducts himself and how his conduct is supposed to be in this material world. The Gita Acharya therefore said, we have a right to do karmas, but we do not have a right to know their results. So it is not correct for us to predict the outcome in a particular way. Spirituality means living without much expectation from the material world. We should not get annoyed about what we gain or lose in this physical world, since it is not a permanent and spiritual life's essence. We have to follow the middle path. Physical body, energy body. Our master Sri Sadananda Yogi used to say, Subhash, change this physical body into an energy body. The physical body means Annamaya Kosha, which is a food sheet. We need to change this Annamaya Kosha into Pranamaya Kosha. That is an energy body that sets the body into active mode. This is the true essence of yoga. Then only Khanda yoga practices are understandable. Khanda practices are unique, working towards vital energies. Sadananda Yogi taught such practices after mastering them for himself. Shirdi Sai also demonstrated such kriyas. Mahayogi Sri Kasi Reddy Nayana is also related to this Khanda Yoga discipline. The Dan Yuan group of masters and their disciples mastered these kriyas. We should review the books Carlos Castaneda wrote to understand more. All great yogis of this world have accomplished the task of changing their physical bodies into energy bodies. We create our own respective or realities. There is no injustice whatsoever. There is no partial God over there. Theists, atheists. Theists are those people who say Asti. Asti means exists. What is that which exists? Life is said to exist after death. Agreeably, there exists divine power. All this, whatever exists, is indeed that power. There exists a definite divine plan for various purposes in this creation. Na asti, nasti does not exist. People who say nasti means which means nothing exists are atheists. Atheists say life after death does not exist. There exists no divine power. All the creation is spontaneous, that is unplanned. People who say nasti not existing cannot see or perceive what exists. People who say asti, that is existing, can only see and perceive what exists. Everything is experiment. Our life should be a whole of experiments. In life, we should always involve ourselves in as many experiments as possible. Next is Guru, Laghu, heavy, light. Guru means massive or heavy. One is a guru when he has tremendous experience and a great understanding of nature or creation. Guru means weighty and the opposite is Laghu, meaning light, that is weightless. This is to say that one is a Laghu with no extensive experience and a vast understanding of nature. Guru and disciple are the terms used for teacher and student respectively. The meaning of teaching and teaching is different from a general perspective. Guru is different from the one who teaches. A student is different from the one who is trained. Honestly speaking, no one can teach anyone any lesson. Everyone has to learn through his own sincere and honest effort and gain the expertise required from the experts by merely observing them, their virtues of living, and their working values. Laghus and gurus of their gradual learnings, experiences, values, and practices. Guru has accomplished a great deal through consistent practices of his noble virtues. When understood, no one will be after a guru, but that practice made him a guru. By going through spiritual literature, following dhyana practices, being in the close company of good people, doing nishkama karmas, etc., Laghu people, that is disciples, gradually become gurus, the masters. The four categories of thieves. Among the thieves, there are four categories: blind devotees, disciples, divine masters, masters. In his soul evolution process, the man passes on from atheism to theism, and at this stage, in the beginning, he gets fully immersed and loses himself in his blind devotion to idol worship, etc. Getting immersed in idol worship means losing himself and getting into the hands of others. These are at best the disciples seeking to learn from others. But after realizing the divine truth, Dhyanam gives rise to wisdom, which leads to freedom. One gradually becomes a divine master through hectic, sincere yogic practices and accomplishes spiritual virtues, including those of Astasiddhaya, Astasiddhis. He takes himself under his control and becomes a true master. When a man reaches such a divine stage, his disciples, ordinary people, relatives, etc., call him God. Man, when he achieves this exalted status, is himself God. In Telugu, the word Divyudu, a divine man, has a synonym, Devudu, a god. Everybody has to become a master. That is why we are born on earth. We are not here to languish as half baked individuals, not to suffer and suffer ad infinitum. Superstitious devotee, disciple. A superstitious devotee is constantly indulging in ritual practices. This is to say that he remains immersed in rituals like pujas, abhishekas, archanas, kirtanas, etc. A man full of fear psychosis alone is a superstitious devotee. These people may turn better when they go for chanting mantras, etc. But they never show interest in becoming seekers of truth or wisdom. Such a devotee always begs God for favors, requesting Pahimam, Pahimam. He will always be in a pool of problems. Some devotees will always be after some masters they see as avatars of God and engage in chanting their names. But nobody thinks he can also become like the master and tries to become like him. However, once such a disciple begins to understand that he too can become a master and realizes that when he becomes a master, he is sure to become like his master. He resorts to dhyana, abhyasa, seeking the truth, etc. He comes out of his fear or psychosis. He will never say Pahimam, 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 Pahimam. He will face any problem. This man is called a seeker of truth. Superstitious devotion fetches nothing. Whatever available also gets lost. One should turn into a disciple right now. You will never die. The body dies, but the soul never dies. And we all are souls. When you know this, you are always happy. We are souls living in virtual dreams. Next is Guru, Divine Master. Today's disciple is tomorrow's Guru. Guru is heavy. Heaviness means not the mass, but unusually abundant knowledge. Laghu is lightweight. Lightness means that he is light with insufficient knowledge. Today's seeker of truth is tomorrow's liberated master. He is a guru. Guru acquires his divine eye through dhyanam and thereby gains self knowledge. Similarly, today's guru is a divine guru of tomorrow. Divine guru is too heavy with Brahma Jnanam, that is spiritual wisdom. Today's Rishi is tomorrow's Rajarshi and tomorrow's Brahmarshi. Brahmarshi is superior to Rajarshi and Rajarshi is superior to Rishi. Whoever acquires the divine eye is called Guru or Rishi. Whoever develops the heavenly vision and grows beyond is a divine Guru or Brahmarshi. Next one is salvation and beyond. Salvation means a sorrow-free state. It is nirvanam in Sanskrit. There are also stages beyond salvation. The state of no rebirth comes under salvation. After that comes the creator state. Creator's state means new souls take birth and new worlds of different dimensions crop up. Hence, salvation or nirvanam is the first and foremost stage in spiritual growth. There are two stages after that. They are parinirvanam, mahaparinirvanam. Nirvanam, parinirvanam, mahaparinirvanam. Sorrow-free state, no rebirth state, creator's state. Sorrow-free state is dukkharahityam. No rebirth state is janmarahityam. Creator's state is srushtikarta. Sorrow-free state is rishi rajarshi. No rebirth state is for maharshi. Creator's state is brahmarshi. Arihant, Bodhisattva and Buddha. These are these three states. Gautama Buddha declared that he got into the stage of Mahaparinirvanam after intense dhyanam under a Bodhi tree. We also must aim to achieve the state of Mahaparinirvanam, the state of Brahmarshi as Gautama Buddha attained. That must be our target. Next is masters are ever ready. Divine Yogi Sri Sadananda Yogi used to say that masters are always ready to teach, but students, that is, listeners, are not prepared. I met this divine master on January 1st, 1981 at Kurnool in a small lodge, Raghavendra Lodge. Since then, I dedicated myself to him until he gave up his physical body on May 22nd, 1983. When a disciple is in readiness, masters are sure to attend either physically or in a subtle form. So we need to check whether we are ready or otherwise now and then. If we are not ready, we cannot follow the masters, though they are physically present with us in our own house in their readiness to teach. Wrong disciples and those immersed in worldly interests will encounter only false masters. Right disciples and genuine seekers of truth will have the company of right and liberated masters. We are cosmic beings living temporarily in the human body. Virtue, wise, wisdom. Buddha said in Dhammapada, Ida sokati pecha sokati papakare ubha ubhayatta sokati ita modati pecha modati kakta pujna ubhayatta modati. One who earns sin will experience sorrow in this world and upper realms. On the other hand, one who makes virtues will enjoy both in this world and other realms. Vice because of adharma or violence, virtue because of dharma or non-violence, enlightenment because of meditation practice. By adharma or violence, one gets sorrow both in this world and in the other realms, followed by rebirth. By dharma or non-violence, one feels happy both in this world and in the other realms. But there will surely be rebirth. Kshine punya martya lokam vishanti. Bhagavad Gita. When we exhaust our virtues to experience, we must take rebirth in this world. But when we get enlightened, we enjoy both this world and other worlds. And further, we will be exempt from rebirth. We must follow dharma in all our activities and spend in the remaining time for enlightenment for the rest of life. This is the right way of living. Okay, masters, I will stop reading this book. We will continue next week, next Tuesday. Thank you for joining. Have a wonderful night.